So welcome everybody to our morning yoga. I'm happy to see everybody, of course. And so we can begin in Shavasana as we usually do. So just make your way to your mat and make yourself comfortable, settle in, begin to let go of what came before this moment and what will come after, and just settle into the now. Just, perhaps a time to thank yourself for taking this time to nurture your body, your mind, your spirit. So just bring your attention to the breath now and just noticing the cool air as you inhale. Feel that cool air moving through your nasal passages to the back of your throat, to your chest, perhaps even to your belly. And on your exhalation, notice that the air has been warmed by the body. So just continue to watch the breath. You can use that home base that we have talked about. You could use 5-5 breath or the 4-7-8, or you could say to yourself, I breathe in, I breathe out, or you can use so, hum, or just stay with the breath for a little bit. On each exhalation, allow your body to sink a little bit deeper into the mat, just fully supported by your mat. Just letting go, releasing any tension, any anxiety. Just check the tension and the anxiety at the door. Leave it outside the door of the room that you're in, and just be in the moment. So our focus today will be on gratitude, finding gratitude. So given that we just had Memorial Day this weekend, I think it brought to mind all the people of the past that we are thankful for, that gave their lives, thinking about them, and then thinking about having gratitude for those who are with us, thinking about, perhaps abilities that we have that we're thankful for, or nature, just thinking about all the things that you're thankful for. We have the time now to really reflect on these things. So bring to mind, at least 5 or 6 things that you're thankful for. Just hold these things that you're thankful for in your heart, and we're going to revisit them during our practice. Bring them to mind during our practice. So we'll come into a full body stretch now. So we're going to float our arms up over our heads and stretch out through our fingertips and through our toes. Being aware of the arms, the legs, the back body, resting on the mat. On your next inhale, just lift the arms slightly off the floor and just notice the fingertips and the hands, the forearms, the elbows, upper arms, and shoulders. And perhaps bring to mind being thankful that you can move your fingers and hands and arms and shoulders, and then replace your hands and arms back on the mat. And then stretch out through your toes and lift your right leg slightly off the mat. Notice the toes, the ankle, the calf, the knee, the thigh, the hip flexor, and thank the leg, thank the body that it can move. Replace that right leg down, lift the left leg, and do the same thing. Even wiggling the toes and moving the foot, noticing how the ankle joint allows the foot to move. Just be thankful that we can lift our leg up off our mat. We place the foot on the mat and then walk the shoulders up towards the ears and really stretch from fingertips all the way down to the chest, to the rib cage, the abdomen, down to the hips and legs and out through the toes. Just stretching, even bringing, yawning if you'd like, and then releasing. And then we'll float the arms back down by the sides, bend the legs. We'll bring the knees towards the chest, so lift the knees and the feet up off the floor. And we'll just come into some circles with the knees. We'll circle the knees, making small circles on the ceiling. So our hands are on our kneecaps. We're just gently massaging our back as we begin. And just be mindful of your back, noticing how it feels. If there's any areas that need a little extra attention, just massage that area a little bit longer. You can make bigger and bigger circles to reach your upper back. And just be loose with your circles and eventually reverse your direction. Using your breath, as we push our knees away, we inhale, and as our knees come towards our chest, we exhale. And then bring the feet to the mat, and we'll send the right leg out long and bring that left knee in towards our chest, clasping in front of our shin. And again, we'll use our breath to draw the knee in towards the chest. So on each exhalation, just draw the knee in just a little bit closer to the chest. Just bring some flexibility and stretch to the hip flexors. Check in with your facial muscles and your shoulders and relax them. So we're not bringing tension to the face or the shoulders. Draw that left knee out wide now towards your armpit or towards your left shoulder. And again, try to draw it in just a little closer to the chest. Pressing into the back of the right leg so that you stay stable and flat on your mat. Just check in with your breath. Make sure that you're helping it, allowing it to help you. Bring the knee back to center and send that left leg out straight and bring the right knee in towards your chest, and we'll do the same thing here. Just using our breath. Relaxing the shoulders. And now bring that right knee out wide towards the right shoulder. Bringing it just millimeters closer to the body on the exhales. And then bring that right knee back to center. Replace the foot on the mat. Bend the other leg, so bring that knee up to meet the right knee. And then we're going to bring our head and shoulders up and bring our knees in towards our chest and kind of crunch into a small ball, and then send the legs and the arms out straight. So engaging our core, exhaling in the crunch, inhaling on the extension, and just go slowly if you'd like. Be mindful. So we're really engaging the core to protect our back, our lower back. And do as many of these as feels comfortable to build a little heat in the abs. If your neck does not allow this, you can rest your head down on the mat and just move the legs. Just a couple of more. Then bring the feet back to the mat. Float the arms up overhead to release the lower back. And we can windshield wiper the knees from left to right. And then we're going to come into that Pilates pedaling where we take 2 puffs and change legs. So we'll send the right leg out straight, bring the head and shoulders up, clasp in front of that left shin, lift the right foot up off the floor and point the toes, and then we'll just take 2 puffs here as we draw the knee in, and then we'll switch. And of course, we're engaging our core, so belly button in and up. And make sure that you make some nice audible puffs. Really point through that toe that is extended out long and come down whenever you'd like. And once you come down, float the arms above your head again. And then windshield wiper the knees from left to right. So I've created a little bit of heat here, but it feels good. Kind of work those abs a little bit. And we'll float the arms back down. And we're going to come into a reclined twist. So we'll just take that right foot up off the mat, stack the right knee on top of the left knee. We'll shift our hips to the right slightly and allow the knees to fall left. We'll look away from our knees if the neck allows, and keeping both shoulders on the mat, just twisting the lower body and checking for any tightness or tension and bringing our breath to that area to allow release. And so as you're resting here, perhaps bringing one of the things that you're thankful for. You know, we reflected on that at the beginning of our class. And just thinking about one thing you're thankful for and maybe holding that in your heart for a few moments as you breathe in and breathe out. And on each exhalation, just allow your shoulders to relax. And allow the knees to just drop a little closer to the earth. You can even take that left hand on top of the right thigh to encourage the knees to come down a little bit. Any tightness you feel, just bring the breath there. So if you can feel any tightness in the right lower back or the right hip, or wherever you feel any tightness, just bring your breath there, bring your gratitude there, and allow it to release. And then we'll gently inhale our knees back up to center as we uncross them. And we'll stack the left knee on top of the right knee this time. Shift the hips to the left an inch or two and allow the knees to fall to the right. looking away from the knees, if your neck allows. Perhaps putting your right hand on top of your left thigh. And then again, bringing to mind something that you're thankful for and allowing the body to just sink, be heavy, be relaxed. And then gently inhale the knees back up to center, uncross them, and we're going to come to our bellies. So we'll just turn gracefully over onto our belly. And we're going to come into Sphinx. So we're going to frame our face with our hands as we rest our forehead on the mat. Okay? Bring the shoulders down away from the ears and the elbows in towards the rib cage. And on an inhale, we'll press into the tops of the feet, the tops of the pubic bone, or the pubic bone, and then lift the head and shoulders up off the mat. On the inhale, we're squeezing our glutes. And then exhale the forehead down to the mat. On your next inhale, rise up, head and shoulders off the mat. Exhale down. Check in with the shoulders. You know, we want them relaxed. And on the next inhale, come up again. We're just gazing downward. Not really looking up because we want to keep a long spine. Exhale down. Slide your hands down underneath your shoulders now. Really bring the elbows in towards the body. And on the next inhale, we'll come up to Cobra. We're going to come up a little higher if it's comfortable. And then we'll exhale down, the forehead back to the mat. Check that the elbows are in and the ears are away from the shoulders. On the next inhale, come up again. Exhale down. On the next inhale, come up one more time. You can come up and straighten the arms if the back feels comfortable, or keep a slight bend in the arms. Exhale down. And we will come up to table. Just lift yourself up to table. I'm going to turn around. Okay. So our wrists are underneath our shoulders and our knees are underneath our hip points. And we'll come into a cat-cow stretch. So inhale as we drop the belly and gaze forward, pushing away from our mat. And then exhale, push away from the mat again, and bring the belly button towards the spine, and really round the back on the exhale. Inhale, drop the belly, gazing forward or gazing up. Exhale, round the back, belly button towards the spine. Drop the belly on the inhale, really gaze forward or gaze up. And we'll do that one more time. So push away from your mat, belly button towards the spine. And then come to a neutral table. And now we're just going to make some big loose circles with our hips. So we'll kind of like shift over to the side and then come back. And then shift over to the other side. So we're making just big circles where our hands and knees are staying stationary. But our hips And our shoulders, we're just making nice big circles, which feels really good. We'll come around one more time and then in reverse direction. Check in with the breath. Make sure that you're breathing freely. You're not holding your breath. Maybe even thinking about something else that you're thankful for. We're just moving mindfully. And the next time you come around, bring yourself back to table. We're going to spread our fingers very wide and we'll curl our toes. We'll come into down dog. So lift the hips up towards the ceiling. You can pedal the legs, so bend alternating knees. And then settle back. The back of the thighs and the back of the calves, kind of stretch towards the back of your mat. Press away from your fingers, so you're pressing into like the back of the knuckles, the back of the heel of the hands. And then we'll come forward for plank. And you can either have your knees down, you want a straight spine, or you can be up on your toes. And if you're up on your toes, push into the heels, press into all 10 fingers, back of all 10 fingers, and perhaps think of something that you're thankful for. Engage the core. We'll just stay here for a few moments, thinking about what we're thankful for. Using our breath. Coming to our knees. Sitting back on our heels. Walking our fingertips away from us and bringing our forehead down to the mat for extended child. Balasana. Balasana. We'll bring ourselves back up to table, and you can stay in child's, or you can go to down dog. So stay in child's, rest in table, or rest in down dog. Or if you'd like to try up dog. So that was the next asana or posture I was going to show you. So we'll come into plank, and then we'll turn ourselves, turn our feet over so that we're resting on the tops of our feet and our knees are off the floor. So this is up dog, if you'd like to try it. And then bring the knees to the mat. Good to try new things. Okay, we'll curl our toes if we're not already in down dog, and we'll come into our down dog. And then we're going to walk our feet towards our hands. And we'll come into Tadasana, so we remember that. So I'll just remind you, so our feet are about hip width apart, rock from side to side, feel all four corners of the feet, lift up through the instep, lift up through the kneecaps, the thighs, so we've got a nice stable base. Engage the core, bring the shoulders up, back, and down. Allow the arms to dangle with the palms facing forward, extending through the crown, so standing up nice and tall, and our chin is parallel to the earth. And just bring to mind something else that you're thankful for, or it could be the same thing. Okay, we're going to come into crescent lunge. So we're going to turn to the short end of our mat, bring our left foot forward, and we don't want to be on a tightrope, so we don't want the right foot directly behind the left. We want to make it a little easier on ourselves. So kind of have your feet at a diagonal. So the back foot, I'm just trying to adjust myself. We're going to come up onto the back toes, okay, and bend the front knee. So kind of play with that a little bit until you feel stable. And then inhale the arms up so that the fingertips are up towards the sky. And sink into that. And if this isn't working for you, you can bring the right knee to the mat and come into a low lunge. We're just using our breath. We want to keep that front knee over our ankle. And we want to relax the shoulders away from our ears. So we're up on the back toes. So it's a bit of a balance. Okay? We'll bring our arms down across our chest. Turn that back foot so that the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. And we're going to come into warrior two now. So extend the arms out parallel to the earth. That front knee is still bent. So the knee is over the ankle, and we're gazing out over that middle front fingertip. So if you look down at your feet, if you can try that, your front heel wants to be directly in front of your instep of the back foot, but if it's not a problem. So extend through the fingertips, bend into that front leg, so we're building strength here. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Bring something to mind that you're thankful for, perhaps. We'll float the arms down towards the legs, straighten the front leg, turn that front foot so it's parallel to the back foot. And we're going to bring the hands behind our back, interlace our fingers, and open the chest. So our chest is nice and open, so we're squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to fold forward, leading with our chin in our chest. Our hands are going to come off the back, the head, the crown of the head towards the floor. Take a breath or two here. And gently use the strength of the back and the legs to come back up. And we're going to take our crescent lunge to the other side. So we're going to turn the right foot so that the toes are facing the short end of the mat, and walk that left leg in a little bit. Come up onto the left toes. Bend the front knee. Keep it over the ankle. And then inhale the arms up towards the sky. Sink into that back heel. Bend the front knee. So crescent lunge, a little bit of a balance. And then cross the arms over the chest. Turn the torso towards the long end of the mat, so that back foot is going to come parallel. The front toes are still pointing to the short end of the mat. And then extend the arms out so they're parallel to the earth. Bend into that front knee for warrior two. Relax the shoulders. Gaze out over that middle front finger. And bring to mind something you're thankful for, something you're grateful for. Allow the breath to flow freely. You're doing great. even building strength in the shoulders because keeping the arms up, you can feel the muscles working. And then float the arms down towards the legs. Turn that right foot so that it's parallel to the left. Straighten that leg first, of course. And then heel toe your feet towards each other. Take a moment in Tadasana. And then we're going to inhale our arms up towards the sky, fingertips extending. We're going to pivot the torso forward a little bit and then bend the knees so we come into chair. So if I turn to the side, so straight back, as if you're sitting your bottom into a chair, but you're not quite sitting. Engage the core, bring the elbow creases up toward the ears, in between the ears, or the outside of the ears. And then float the arms down, straighten the legs. Beautiful. Okay, we'll come into our mountain again, our Tadasana. We'll inhale the arms up, turn the palms away from each other as we swan dive forward, leading with our chin, leading with our chest. Coming to Uttanasana. So forward fold. Take our hands, press them into our calves as we come up to half forward fold, so flat back. Exhale down. Bring our hands to either side of our feet. Come down to our knees. We'll come down to our bellies again. And we'll bring our forehead to the mat as we frame our face with our hands. We're going to press into the tops of our feet, press into the pubic bone. And on an inhale, lift the shoulders, head, chin up off the mat for Sphinx. So we're pressing into the tops of the mat with our feet. We're squeezing our glutes. And then on the next exhale, release down to the mat. Inhale, up. Check in with the shoulders, make sure they're away from the ears. Exhale down. Inhale up, and shoulders up off the mat. We're just gazing slightly forward of the edge of our mat. Exhale down. Slide our hands back underneath our shoulders this time. Elbows in towards the body. Shoulders away from the ears. And on your next inhale, press into the tops of your feet, into your pubic bone as you come up for Cobra. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And you can straighten the leg, the arms a little bit if you'd like. Don't block the elbows, but exhale down. Now we're going to send our arms down by our sides with our palms facing up. And on the next inhale, we're going to lift the arms, the legs, and the shoulders and head off the mat. So on that next inhale, come into locust. Exhale down. Inhale up. Arms and legs off the mat. Palms are facing the ceiling. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. We're squeezing the glutes. Exhale down. Beautiful. Let's bring ourselves to our backs. So we'll just turn over gently to our backs. We'll bring our knees into our chest and make some small circles on the ceiling to massage the lower back. Gradually make your circles bigger. In reverse direction, thinking about what you're thankful for. It could even be the body, you know, the body that allowed you to do all these different postures. And then once you've massaged your back, bring your feet to the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to fall wide. And just rest in Supta Baddha Konasana for a few moments. And perhaps bring your hands to your heart center. You can either bring your hands into Anjali Mudra or just rest one hand on top of the other hand. And bring gratitude to yourself for this practice today. Thanking yourself for making the time. Thanking the breath. And feel the breath rise and fall of the chest. Your breath is always there. Bringing your hands to the outside of your thighs, close your knees, close your legs like a book, send your legs out long, float the arms up overhead, take one last stretch, maybe walking the shoulders up towards the ears, stretching out to the fingertips, out to the toes, even yawning here, just noticing how your body is feeling right now. And as you're ready, you can float your arms down and come into Shavasana. So once you're in Shavasana, just make yourself completely comfortable. And begin to notice your breath. Just following the breath all the way in. Noticing where the inhalation changes to an exhalation as you follow the breath all the way out. Without changing the breath, without judgment. Just allowing the body to breathe as it knows how to do without any effort. Breathing in the cool air, noticing it, and breathing out. On each exhalation, allow your body to sink a little deeper into the mat. I'm going to ring my bowl now. And as you're laying in Shavasana, you can bring your hands to your heart center in prayer or Anjali Mudra, pressing the thumbs into the heart center area. May you be filled with gratitude and mindful of all the beautiful and wonderful things there are in the world. Namaste. I hope you all have a super day. Try to stay cool.